Hello everyone, my name is Hen Yao. I'm a fourth-year PhD student working with Dr. Benjamin Locke in the Virtual Experiences Research Group in the University of Florida. I really appreciate the opportunity to present my work to you all here today. The title is Investigating Trainees' Nonverbal Behaviors in Virtual Patients' Communication in Virtual Reality. First is background. The use of virtual patients in medical education is becoming more and more commonplace. Virtual patients are often provided as a toy for trainees to practice interviewing and clinical reasoning skills. The advanced technologies allow us to capture trainees' nonverbal cues from various channels during the interaction with virtual patients, like the eye gaze behavior and the tone voice. Here's one question. Why using virtual patients to enhance trainees' verbal and nonverbal communication behaviors? Actually, there are several advantages. First, virtual patients are highly customized to satisfy different training requirements. We can modify the race, age, gender, symptoms. Second, virtual patients are easier to access than standardized patients for trainees to practice their communication skills. And virtual clinical scenarios could provide students a controllable, secure, and safe learning environment with the opportunity for extensive repetitive practice with feedback, but without consequence to a real or standardized patient. Here is an example of the interaction with the virtual patient.
It's been difficult, to be honest. I haven't had any treatment for this pain because it's sort of embarrassing. I don't know any of my girlfriends or family members who have this problem, so I sort of feel like I am on an island here. I have been trying to cope the best I can, but it has been pretty hard on me emotionally. I'm sad about this, and part of the reason I'm here today, I just don't know what else to do.
Okay, so please imagine that you are interacting with this virtual patient and think about how you will respond to her. What if she is a real person? Will you still have a similar response? Also, had you thought about your nonverbal behaviors to respond to her? Actually, this can bring up the current problems. Virtual patients are currently not capable of fully reproducing the experience of interacting with a real patient. And virtual patients have limited abilities to understand and respond to human verbal and nonverbal communication behaviors. There is a gap between the interaction experience with the virtual human and a real person. Given this gap, we would like to explore if trainees will have similar communication behaviors to virtual patients and real patients based on previous literature. Here's our contribution. We ran a pilot study and explored participants' verbal and nonverbal behaviors when interacting with virtual patients. We compared how those behaviors to what is expected in real-life situations based on previous literature. We used three virtual patients in our study. They came to clinic because of the pelvic pain. These virtual patients were created in Adobe Fuse. We used the Virtual People Factory, which was created in our lab, to enable these virtual humans to answer specific questions. The simple virtual patient can answer 87 related questions with 22 answers. The other two virtual patients can answer 2,264 questions with 180 answers. Here are the three virtual patients. The left virtual patient is a simple virtual patient. We didn't record any data during their interaction with the simple virtual patient. The reason we include the simple virtual patient is this is the first time to interact with the virtual patient in virtual reality for most of our participants. Therefore, we asked them to interact with the simple virtual patient to get familiar with the whole procedure and also how to ask a question to the virtual patient. The first virtual patient and the second virtual patient are the other two virtual patients we used in this study. Here's the procedure. Participants were divided into two groups. All participants filled out a demographic survey at first. Then participants were asked to interact with the simple virtual patient to get familiar with the interaction with the virtual patient. To achieve a counterbalance, participants in Group 1 were asked to interact with the first virtual patient. Participants in Group 2 were asked to interact with the second virtual patient. Then, they will interact with the other virtual patient and watch the feedback on both interactions. Finally, they will complete the survey regarding on the feedback and the simulation. Here's the feedback after the interaction. These dots means participants were looking at these points. The red dots means they were looking at these points mostly. Then are the green dots, and then are the blue dots. This is like the heat map. So here are some preliminary results about the visit time, eye gaze behavior, and speech tempo. Here's the summary. We can see that participants have a shorter visit time with virtual patients, which is around 6 minutes compared with average length of visit time with real patients, which is around 17.4 minutes. So for this problem, maybe we can improve the dialogue system and give participants a list of tasks to complete in the interaction to increase the visit time. We can see that participants spent a similar percentage of time to gaze at virtual patients, which is around 50% compared with the percentage of time clinicians gaze at real patients, which is 46.5% based on the previous literature. We also compared the percentage of time participants gaze at virtual patients only when participants were listening to and speaking to virtual patients. We found that participants gaze around 1.47 times more when listening than speaking to virtual patients. Based on the previous literature, clinicians gaze around 1.6 times more when listening than speaking to real patients. We also calculated the speech tempo when participants were interacting with virtual patients, which is 3.3 syllables per second. Based on the previous literature, this is the slow tempo. The average number for medium and fast tempo was 4.3 and 5.9 syllables per second. One potential reason that participants spoke slowly to virtual patients could be that they relate virtual patients to voice assistants like Alexa, Siri, and Google Home. Sometimes requires user to speak slower than normal to increase recognition. Here's the reference. Thank you. Please feel free to let me know if you have any questions, suggestions, and feedback. Thank you.